Welcome to another episode of Opinionated Off-Topic. Today I'm with my co-host Carlos Mojica, along with Drea or Andrea. What do you like to go by?
Just Drea.
Okay, just Drea.
Cool. Yeah.
Along with Drea, and very special, lovely guest. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to pull up on us and
Thanks
shoot
for having
with us.
me.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, we kind of just want to, have a conversation with you, get to know you a little bit more, kind of talk about your journey of where you are today and what you do creatively. So, how do you start it off? You're always like, who are you today?
Who am I today? Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I am just a young woman trying to get through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, just trying to. I'm still pretty young, so just still trying to kind of figuring out like which way I want to go, what direction. But as far as like creatively, I do want to jump into like different mediums. I do really want to start putting myself out there and like just really seeing like what I could do.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal. So.
What is your, creative thing you do now?
My creative thing? So I'm mostly into painting. I do mostly acrylics. I do want to get into different mediums, but right now I'm just like focusing on acrylics. I do want to get into digital creating too. But yeah, I think those are my main two focuses. And then I do occasionally do like other projects. So I sometimes it's like sew clothes. So like I mostly just do it for myself. I don't like really like sell them like that. But
Yeah, I feel you. Well, before where you are today, take us back a little bit to where you started, how art came along in your life, how painting came along in your life, and what drew you to wanting to do other avenues.
So my dad is actually a really great artist. Like he never really like put himself out there like that, but I could just like see some of his sketches like growing up, and I'm just like, wow, like you're amazing, and I think that's just kind of where it started. And then of course like art class in school was my favorite class. You get to like really express yourself like creatively, and then I just kind of like started taking it more serious as I got older. So like maybe my senior year I really started like getting my own canvases and like paints, and then just kind of like started from there.
So did you ever take since you've always grown up being an artist, and like how they make you take art class like in school, were you like the person that was like go above and beyond in art class and like
every time
outdo everybody?
every time I was trying to, but it wasn't even just about like me just outdoing everybody. I was just wanting to just outdo myself every time,
Yeah.
Like, cause it's really just about like your take on different things, So like you get a project, they're like, okay, draw this, and then you kind of just do your take on it, and then.
It's very subjective.
Yeah.
Art is very subjective.
Yeah.
Because like what you draw, you might like, damn, this sucks, but like we might think like, that's dope.
Exactly. And that's what I love about it too. Like there's really like no right or wrong with art. Like it's just how you see things, It's my favorite part about it.
How do you feel about like, I guess when you hear the auctions of like people just drawing scribbles that goes for millions of dollars, like, I guess it is art, but like, do you consider that art?
I mean, I'm not gonna say like something isn't art, because art is like whatever is somebody's art, that's their art. I can't tell you like what is and what isn't, but it does blow my mind when I do see the price tags on those pieces. I'm just like, wow, but
it doesn't make sense.
They had to have got there somehow, so
it doesn't make sense to me. I'm just like, no, I can't draw, and I could have done that.
Nah, that's some bullshit. Like
what?
People just take like, I don't know, like, personally, that's just like, you could just use it in context. That's like someone sitting down here talking for 10 seconds and then saying they did a podcast.
Yeah.
Like there's no like effort really.
It's crazy.
Into it.
That's what it seems like, but they had to have got there somehow, like
that's true.
You don't know their journey, or like how they really got to that position,
Yeah. When you were in high school, is there like advanced art classes like there is for like other stuff, or is it just like normal basic art?
I'm trying to remember. Honestly, the high school that I went to, we didn't really have a lot of resources like that when I was in school. Over the years, they do have a lot more, that they can offer students. But I can't remember like an advanced art, but there probably was. I just can't remember if I like took it or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of, high school was kind of a bit ago for me now.
Yeah, that's how it is for all of us.
Time is flying.
Yeah. Are you in Austin now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much has that? Would you say that has helped like your creativity?
So I definitely love the culture. As soon as I turned 18, I just like moved. I moved to the city, and I love the people that I've met so far. I really do think that like being surrounded by other creatives really helps your creativity too, in a sense. But also at the same time, like trying to stay original is so hard too. Like with different things, you really got to close your eyes with some things just to stay original to yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because I mean Austin is, just like for artists, music, creatives, filmers, like it's the perfect avenue hub for all that stuff.
Really,
So
though.
you have inspiration to take from all kind of places and stuff like that. I guess like a question for me that's kind of coming up is, what kind of like art style was your dad, and how was that, like how did that influence you? Did you guys like draw or paint together, or how did you guys like start, or how did you start like making art with him, or
yeah, so I never actually got to do like artistic pieces with my dad. I do like the way that I found out that he was a good artist was I had actually found one of his sketchbooks, and I was just like going through it. It was like in this box in like the garage, and I was like, what is this? Like why is it a sketchbook? And he just had like this most beautiful like sketching. It was like a Native American, had this like really like intricate like headset and everything. Like it was just so elaborate, and I was like, what? Like who drew this? Because I'd never seen my mom like draw anything, or my dad at that point. But yeah, no, my dad just told me that he just drew it, and then like he had like some other drawings behind it as well, and I was just like just amazed. But as far as his art style, I think the reason why he never got serious with it was because he would always like copy things, I guess. Like he would imitate other people's art, and he was good at that. But as far as like him being original and coming up with his own things, he like couldn't come up with some like things like that, or I guess he like never tried.
I got you.
So that's why he just never took serious. But he was also like a photographer as well too. So like my whole family is like pretty creative.
So they have like the eye for it and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Cool.
Do you, from when you, I guess, started elementary school, have you always just been like naturally good at it, or does it like take a lot of practice?
I was pretty good at it. Like I've always been pretty good at it. I've always had like really good penmanship, and like just drawing like simple things was always so easy to me because I could just do it. But it definitely does take practice to get to get to other skill levels as far as like shading, or like just more like to make the piece like more like realistic, especially like I don't have the patience to do realism, but yes, it's definitely a process to get there.
What, like when you first start a sketch, is it like something that you have in your head, or is it just like wherever the pen takes you, the pen takes you?
It's just like I pretty much plan it before I do it, but the sketch is definitely the first thing. You just kind of just start going, and then whatever you don't like, you can just start all over. You could erase it and then do it all over again. But I definitely sketch out things before I put them on a canvas, just because the canvas is like
final product.
Yeah, or I would like it to be more final.
Yeah.
I want everything to be like as clean as possible when I get it on the canvas. I want to know exactly what I'm doing when it comes to the canvas, and yeah.
Do you have like a lot of pieces that you like you don't want to release because you don't like them, but you just have them just to have them?
Yeah. I do. I have quite a few canvases like at my parents' house, and my mom's just like, when are you gonna take them? Like, what are you gonna do with these? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't ever see myself actually like showing them to anybody. It just, I don't know, because at that time, whenever I did make those pieces, that wasn't my plan. I just did them for me,
Understandable.
So I don't know if I really want them to be out there like that, because my style's different now. So that's another thing too.
Yeah.
Your style changed a lot? Or is it more of like over the years, like you kind of figure out what you wanted to do?
So artist style is hard. They don't talk about how hard it is to find your own style as an artist, but that was something that I did struggle with like for the longest time. you know, just like finding like what is like my, I guess, like signature, if you would put it, you know, like if you look at a Basquiat piece, you can tell it's a Basquiat, you know what I mean, like things like that. And I'm kind of struggling with finding that for myself, but I mean, I'll get there.
Yeah.
You know, it just takes time. It just takes time, and you kind of just adjust to it.
So is that like, do you think you're struggling to get there because you wanted? Because I remember when I talked to you at the art show, you were like, your first collection that came out, you were saying you wanted it to be like a bear brick or like transform into that. So do you think, since you have like these other aspirations for your art, that like kind of is why you haven't found your like signature, like, you know, finish on like a painting or sketch or something?
Yeah, that too. Another big part of it is that I'm like indecisive too. Like I'm a very like indecisive person, you know, like I might want to go one way with something and then I'll like sit and think about it and I'm like, wait, I kind of want to go this way with it. But that's why like that first collection really meant a lot to me, just because, you know, it's don't put me in a box, because I don't want to just put myself into one box or like label like, oh, she only does this type of style. Like, no, I could really do plenty of other styles, and that's why I just kind of wanted to like start off with that particular collection, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's how I feel about like Cole Bennett. Like you probably you know who that is. Like I see like all his like lyrical lemonade stuff. All this stuff is like technically art, but he's like started off as doing something else. So I understand, like that was his caption in his bio, don't put me in a box forever. Yeah. And I can kind of see you taking your art and going into those other lanes like he's doing, essentially.
Yeah. No, that is the goal.
Do you think it's harder or easier, like to like have like a signature style versus trying to have like multiple different styles?
I don't know. I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go, you know, but I definitely don't want to just stick to one thing or like one style of art, because, you know, you don't know like which piece is gonna like really get you to like pop off, you know, like some people might really like dig these other pieces, but some people really didn't dig these last pieces, you know. So I don't want to just keep making like the same pieces in like different forms, and then people are just not like liking them or like messing with them, I guess. I don't know.
Have you ever decided to stream on Twitch and draw? Do you know what Twitch is?
Yeah. I have been asked, but I don't know if I would do it. I don't know. I don't really know too much about it, but
because I mean, there's like an actual section called, I think it's called art. Majority of the like viewers is like Bob Ross, because I have Bob Ross always on there, but there's other people who like go and they draw on there. They also sell their pieces on there as well. People would donate. Just say they charge $50 for a piece. They're like, oh hey, donate you this. Can you draw me this? And they'll draw it live on stream, and they send it to them.
That's dope.
Some people don't even have a face cam; just have a hand cam of them drawing whatever it is.
That's so cool. I had no idea about that. I always thought Twitch was just limited to like video games or something like that.
So it started off like that, but I mean, it's just Twitch is like a place for just content creators in general, no matter what you do. There's categories for everything, but
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, because another one of my coworkers is an artist, and I asked her the same thing, and she said no, because she thought the same thing as you. Was like, oh, it's just for video games.
Yeah.
But no, there's the art channel has a lot of people watching it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's something too, like if you do like want help with that, like off camera, like Carlos is one of those people to talk about with Twitch, because he's on it. Like I watch YouTube, he's like Twitch, like he's always on Twitch, just watching Twitch.
That's dope.
So yeah, I think it'd be a good, and it just kind of gets you, gravitates that audience that you're trying to, I guess, cater to, you know.
Yeah, I mean, since it's so global, you can have somebody from Turkey watching you, and like you just have your socials down low or on the screen, and they go follow you. Just another way to grow your brand.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. You got to get a Twitch sponsor. Look at you.
Hey.
Putting them on.
Nice.
That'd be nice. But besides, I guess, just doing regular canvas painting, have you ever thought about, I don't know, this is one thing I am still learning, but like NFTs. I don't buy any, but I know people do make art and like sell their art on an NFT. Yeah. Have you ever thought about going that route or even looked into that?
I have, but I don't know. Like I know about it, but the process is slightly, like it's still kind of confusing to me. I always have to like take it in like small doses, and then like I'll like sit and think about it, and then I'll come back and I'm like, oh, like I kind of understand it, but I haven't like actually gotten myself set up with that yet. I don't still know everything about NFTs just yet. So
I feel like a lot of people don't, just because it's so new and it's still growing. It's still like becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Because like when you get big enough as an artist, what you could do is draw, just say, I don't know, your logo, and then release 50 of them, and then it's $5,000 to buy one of those, and then if you have that NFT, you have a chance to come to an art show with me, or get these other one-on-one drawings, stuff
really
like that.
Is like what's important, because a lot of people were thinking like NFTs were like just a JPEG, like they'll post like their NFT they bought, and someone's like, oh, I can just screenshot it and like I have your NFT, but it's like no, there's like all kind of things that limit that, blockchains and things like that kind of limit that. But if you have that utility, like he was saying, that's what makes it valuable, because it's essentially like a currency. Like the Lyrical Lemonade NFT came out, and the first thing that came out with it was everybody that got that NFT. There's like 1,500 released. They all have 3-day summer smash passes to his festival this summer if they bought that NFT. So it's like there's already utility that comes with it. So it's like, okay, now I'll think about getting like whenever he drops another NFT, like I know he's gonna. Like, it's gonna be just more than just that picture and stuff.
I got you.
Yeah, so it is very confusing, and it's super early, which is a good thing for like if you ever do want to get into it, because whenever you're ready, there will probably be more information out, and then you might also have more utility too for yourself.
I know there was a lot of like South by events this past year, a lot of NFT events, and then a lot of them you had to have like an NFT
to get in.
Like they were free, but they weren't really free.
Do you follow what's his name, Gary Vee, or do you know Gary Vee?
I don't think so.
He was like one of the first people to like start doing, if you own my NFT, you have access to like a seminar, or you can come to my seminar that's not online. But he was like one of the first people to do that, and that's when everybody started doing it.
Interesting. Because see, my thing with that, because if I make an NFT, how are people going to like find it and buy it? You know what I mean? Like, does it go to just like a library, or do I need to have like a good following? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I need to have a following before I start making NFTs, or like
both. Like if you released one now, depending on what you go on, the one I know of is OpenSea. One of my friends uses another one, but like it'll just go in the OpenSea like catalog, and then if they find it, they find it. If they don't, they don't.
Because I was confused if it would just like pop up in like a store. Like, is there like a general store?
It's basically like a store. So it's just there's like different categories, or you can search up stuff, and then as soon as you go onto OpenSea, you just click like all NFTs, and then just a whole row of like different NFTs. Obviously, the more expensive ones and the popular ones are like on the first ones you see, but it's like that.
And what makes it confusing too is like how they're purchased. Like the whole transactions of getting NFT is just a process. Like you have to have like Ethereum, you got to buy like crypto, and then like move it over. It's just like so it's a whole. If you don't know what you're doing, it's a whole process to. And then the people that are like getting these NFTs, they already have acquired like a X amount of Ethereum, so they already have this amount available. So whenever it drops, they're getting it because they're already prepared. Most people were like, oh, I want this NFT. They're like, they see it, right? And then they like try and go buy it, and they're like, damn, I didn't know I had to like have all this other money like converted into like this crypto to buy this. And it's just like a whole process that people don't even know. Then there's like
it really is
other fees involved. And it's crazy, but I do think, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be like a thing that's gonna happen. Like,
no, it's definitely gonna happen.
It's gonna become like a real thing.
It's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah.
I still think it's so crazy that people could have like, honestly, NFTs aren't just limited to art either, which I think is so insane. Like you could, like a piece of like land in the virtual, like in the metaverse, could be an NFT, which I think is just like
it's crazy.
And the metaverse is its own crazy field.
It's insane. It is so crazy.
It's crazy. It's scary. Because it's like it like limits human interaction. Like it's still there, but it's like virtual. But it's also, I mean, we've watched so many like cartoons with like episodes, and they show like just like cyberspace and stuff. So like, I mean, it's all becoming real. It was bound
to happen. Yeah, it was.
It's crazy. It's crazy because like we watch Call of Duty, the Call of Duty League, And then if in the metaverse, you and your friends can go to someone's house in the metaverse and watch the Call of Duty League on their TV together.
What?
It's insane.
Yeah.
I was
It's
seeing
crazy.
some stuff like you could go grocery shopping. Like you could go to like the HEB or something, or like just a grocery store, and then
Yeah.
you get delivered to your house like in real life. Which
Wait, for real?
Yes, I was seeing some things like that. Like of course you have to have like the VR in your
Yeah.
house, but yeah, like it's starting to be like you could do like simple errands and then it'll like I guess happen in real. I don't know,
That's crazy.
which is crazy to me, but
Yeah.
That's crazy. Excuse me. Well, from I guess art, is there like you said you wanted to go into other avenues? Is there other avenues that you want to go into that's like besides art that you would think art would help you with?
oh for sure, like designing. I definitely want to get more into like graphic design. Like I would love to start making like album covers for artists and stuff. I mean, it's still art,
That's
you know,
fire.
but
yeah, it's just different.
It's not.
but it's
It's
digital
not the same.
art.
Yeah.
It's digital art, and I really want to like start getting into that stuff. And I've actually taken classes of like graphic design classes, and I just like remember really liking it. Like I thought it was so cool, you know, like working in Photoshop and like just all kinds of things like that.
Did you go to college or no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did 2 years at ACC.
Is that where you took it, or you took it like on your own, like just online course?
Yeah, so I did take a graphic design class at ACC, and then I also had like classes in high school. But yeah, that's like my last class was at ACC.
Because was the Art Institute right here? Is that where like people would go to like learn that?
I think so. Yeah, like they do have different programs there, but I haven't like actually like checked it out yet.
Looked
But
into it. Do you go to like YouTube to like learn a lot of your stuff?
Yes, I go to YouTube University. You know.
It's the way to do
That's
it.
the way to go.
That's the way to go.
Like a lot of stuff.
Really
Honestly.
though.
Yeah.
Really though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just got a new PC and we put it together, and some stuff like my friend didn't know about certain things, so he just went on YouTube, looked it up, and figured it out from
You
there.
built a whole PC.
Yeah.
It's crazy as shit.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is cool.
It's
That
not
is
that
really
crazy.
cool.
Stop, it's crazy.
But that's cool. You built a whole computer. That's dope.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Well, the thing is too, like you talking about wanting to make album covers and stuff. We actually like know like quite a few artists, just like
Really?
from like some of my friends in Arizona that make music, and then for people around here that I met locally. So if you ever like really start getting into that, I can definitely like, especially like my friend in Arizona, he's like been making music for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
If he makes a single or something, I definitely like. If you want to get like
Yeah.
practice, you know,
No, for
like he would
sure.
definitely be the one to like
I'm
let
open
you do
to
that.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
I'm
that'd
open to
be
that.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
be dope.
When you draw, because like when I edit, I can't listen to anything. When you draw, are you able to listen to stuff, or does it have to be like silent and just like in the zone?
It depends. It really depends. I think like when I'm sketching it out, I typically find myself just dead silent, you know, but when I start painting and I'm like really like just vibing, then I will like throw in some music. But yeah, it really just depends, because sometimes I could just be in dead silence and I'm okay. Like I'm listening to the birds outside, like, you know.
Just painting.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes I do like to listen to music.
Would you ever just put on something like in the background, like a TV show or like cartoon, and like just mute it?
yeah.
Because that's how I am. I'm like, if I'm editing or something,
Oh, yeah.
I'll put on like a cartoon or like something that, because I like Futurama, like stuff like that.
It's kinda
Or, like,
comforting to do it
snowboarding
that way,
and
right?
like skating and surfing. I'll put like stuff
Yeah.
like that on, and like it'll be mute, but I'll look at it and I'll be like, okay. And then, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I don't know what it does, but it's like kind of
No,
like
I
my
feel
element.
you. Yeah, no, I'm the same way sometimes too. Sometimes like I won't even mute it. Like I'll just like
Yeah.
have just something like for background noise, because you know sometimes it's too quiet.
Yeah, it sucks because like I have to hear what's going on, so I have to like hear what they're saying or hear if it's too loud or whatever the case is.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
when I add something in, like for music, for example, I have to like make sure it's not too loud, get it right with the voices,
Definitely.
and so on and so forth. So like me, it sucks because like I would love to like just have music on in the background,
Yeah.
but I can't just because I have to hear everything that's going on here.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
feel
hard
that.
part. That's the hard part. Is there any like artist? It could be, I guess, through anything that you take inspiration from.
Ooh, artists that I take inspiration from. Dang, I literally just found them on Instagram the other day, and I can't remember their name, but their art is insane. Like, they are insane. And then there's this other Austin artist, actually. He inspires me a lot just because, like, I've been following him for quite some time, so, like, I literally saw him, like, build his audience. and he's making it. His name is Rough House Arts. I have to like show you guys his page, but he's insane. Like his art is crazy, and I just think it's so inspirational because, you know, he really did start from the bottom, you know, put in the hours, and then boom, like now he's like buying houses with his crypto money and all this stuff, which I think is cool.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, and there's this like other artist. I think she's in Canada, but her art is so cool to me. I think it's like a mix of like realism and some other type, but she's really nice. Her name is like Keisha something. I had to find her.
What is realism?
So realism is like, if I'm gonna paint that bar cart, I'm gonna make it look exactly like that. Like it's gonna look like a picture. Like I took this picture and you basically paint that.
What do you count like those two pictures?
Like animation, like maybe cartoon. I don't know.
And then those?
Like digital. Those are kind of digital, right?
Yeah, because there's this artist, his name's Maha Satva.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, he's like well known in like the hip hop like rapper community because he's known for like making a bunch of rapper and artists, and he kind of branched off and did like other athletes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And those 4 prints are from him.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, but he like does like the original canvas and then he like pin them on like prints and stuff. Yeah, he's pretty like he's done paintings for Kanye, Logic, like bigger artists, and like
wait, so he like those are paintings?
Yeah,
like,
so they're painting.
Use?
I don't know. So I know like he has like original canvas, and then he'll like make the prints. Like he did a cool Mac Miller / Simpsons collab, which is like all of Mac Miller's album covers. He put like Simpsons characters and replaced them.
I feel like I've seen something.
You probably
like
have.
that.
He's like, because I found him through Instagram
popular.
from like ads and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like he's super. He has like 50,000 followers. He's a pretty like popular artist. So.
Cool.
But yeah.
That is cool.
Do you think that? I guess. Do you have an iPad?
No, I don't.
No, you want one?
An iPad, yes.
You want to use what's it called? Designer Pro or Design?
Yeah, I think.
Design something.
What is it called? I think it is like
Procreate or something.
Procreate. That's
Procreate.
exactly what it's called. Procreate. Yes.
Do you think that is harder or easier than like actually drawing on paper?
I don't know. I've never actually tried, but I have like looked into it. I've like gone down a whole like little rabbit hole of like which iPad I should get. But I was seeing like these things, like you can buy screen protectors that make the iPad screen feel like paper.
That's
which
pretty
is
cool.
Cool, right? Yeah, you just put like a screen over the iPad screen, and it makes it feel like paper, so that way it's not too different.
Do you still use the Apple Pencil?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the Apple Pencil is like designed to be like an actual pencil. You know, it's super light. Like the way that it's like shaped is supposed to like really help you, so that way it's not too different from a real pencil. Because I think like that's what really has people like have a harder time with it too, because it is different. You know, going from like paper or like sketch paper, canvas to a screen is kind of different. So
because I people, because I work part-time at Best Buy, so people come into the store and like get it for that all the time, like drawing. And one of the guys that I watch on YouTube, he says that it's easier for him to like draw on that than it is for him, because he does like graffiti type stuff, and he says it's easier for him to draw on that than it is like to sketch it on the paper.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, to each his own. I haven't actually personally tried it, but yeah, I know like some people it is harder because it's just different texture on the screen is like I think what makes it harder for some people. But
and I guess the responsiveness too, right?
Yeah, too. Yeah.
Yeah, because you want obviously with the pencil it's right there, but with the pen, because the tips go out over time, right? You have to buy more tips.
So I think you do have to like replace it over time, but I honestly don't know like what the life is like with the.
Yeah, because I didn't know that until somebody came in and asked, "Y'all have the pencil tips?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, you replace them over time." And I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know that." But yeah, because there's other pens out there that you can use for an iPad, but they said they're not as good as the Apple ones when it comes to like the responsiveness.
Yeah, because I don't think there's like really any delays like whenever
on the iPad one.
Yeah, like on the newest iPad too. They're only getting better. As time.
Yeah, it's insane. Like just technology. Like even like these MacBook Pros, like they edit. So
Yeah, they're insane.
insane.
MacBook Pros are insane.
So much power.
What is because I know there's another one you can buy. It's not an iPad, but it's its own brand. I can't remember the name of it, but you just plug it into your computer, but you draw on the board and it goes onto the computer. If you say the name, I will say yes.
I can't remember what it is, but I know what you're talking about. It's not an Apple brand.
No. It's its own brand. I can't remember the name because you plug it into the.
Microsoft, is it?
No.
HP, HP. I don't know. It's a whole.
Is it a tablet?
Yeah.
It's like a tablet, but it's not like it only works if you plug it into the computer, whatever you're using. I can't remember what it's called, but a lot of people use that too.
I don't know. Just typed up.
Right there. Wacom.
Wacom.
WACOM. Wacom. It's like it has its own pencil and everything, and
It's pretty cheap too.
you plug it into whatever you're using. They work both for Microsoft and Apple, and you can draw on it. And like I said, like iPad, obviously you turn it on and it works. The only way this turns on and works is if you plug it into, and it mirrors whatever you're doing onto the screen.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called, but I have like seen some reviews on it.
Yeah.
No, I definitely want to get an iPad though, just because I feel like an iPad would just make everything so much easier, you know?
Are you gonna go with the 12.9?
I think so.
Is that the
I don't
biggest
know.
one?
Yeah.
The 12
I
Pro.
feel like you should just so you have more like room, you know.
But that
It's expensive, huh?
it's so
Little
big
bag.
though. That's the other thing too. Like
It's
the size
huge.
is so big, it's not like convenient like
It's
that.
like the
Is it
size
like
of the
the size of the
screen.
screen?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the size. Like that's the iPad's size of the screen.
Yeah,
Like,
doesn't make it as portable.
No, like I
Yeah.
guess
I think I might get like the 11.
The 11.
The 11 inch.
because I've had people come in and they're indecisive, and I'm just like, I pull up the same exact sketches on both of them because there's demos for both of them. I'm like, what do you like looking at more? Like what looks better for your, like what helps your eyes more, this one or this one? And
You're
then
gonna go with the
some
bigger
people,
one.
well, no, some people go with the 11. They're like, oh, I like the 11 more. Some people go with the 12.9. Like I like this one more.
Yeah.
And so I guess it just depends on
Yeah.
you and just the preference that you have.
Yeah, I definitely have to go in and like see which one works better for me. But I think like in mine, I do have the 11 one in mine.
The 11.
But I just need to like go play with it.
Way
and
cheaper.
see. Yeah.
Way cheaper.
Substantially cheaper.
Way
Yes,
cheaper.
that. Insane.
Do you think like art is turning more into digital than paper? Do you think paper will always be around?
I think, well, paper is always going to be around.
You think so?
You know, canvases are always going to be around. But yeah, I think the world is leaning more towards like digital at
It's
the
because
time.
it's so like
but
it's just it's like, I mean, if you can lose it obviously, but it's not like you lose like painting or it's like it's gone.
yeah,
At least with digital,
that
it's
too.
just like it's backed up, you know.
That too, but if it's like a really nice piece, you know, they have those pieces like from the 1800s. Those have lasted forever.
Yeah.
You know, those are timeless pieces.
And it's a lot different too when you have like something hanging up as opposed to like, oh, look at this cool like drawing, and you got like get on your phone and like it's not the same. It doesn't hit
It's
the same.
not the same, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even with like those like TVs that have the art, like those
The frames.
TVs, like even those are just like they're cool, but like I don't know. It's
Why'd
just,
you do this?
Yeah, you can still tell it's like on a screen. you know?
Yeah, no, I
So-
agree.
So you think
Yeah.
paper is just more personable?
I think so. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's gonna go away like letters have gone away. You know, like most people are not gonna write letters, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's not gonna go away because some people really do like letters. You know, it is more personable.
Yeah. I think that's what's cool though, because like Carlson was saying in some previous podcasts, like a lot of old stuff's like kind of coming back essentially, like vintage clothing, like the vinyls, just like that. So I think there's always going to be like the upgrade with technology, but there's still going to be that fine line of doing stuff old school and like just because it is more personable. You know, someone took the time to like draw this or, for example, write you a handwritten letter or something like that.
The old school digital cameras or
Yeah,
kind
Yeah,
of
like
thing?
Polaroid.
yeah, those
Or
are
Polaroids.
those Polaroids are super dope.
I don't know if you were here when I was talking to JG. He said he wanted a certain camera.
He has that.
Well, I know the one he wanted was like $200, but now it's like $2,000.
Damn.
Nate Shot just got it.
Wow.
But a lot of like
Wow.
famous people have it. That camera, so that's why it like shot up in price.
Wow.
What does it shoot?
I don't remember. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I just because I remember what JG told me, and then I watched Nate Shot's
You do an unboxing
vlog.
video?
No, his vlog, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna open this up real quick." He's like, "I just got this camera, and I forgot what it does, but it was the same one that JG wanted."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's great. Like all that stuff's coming back, which is
Yeah.
cool because we have a old video recorder. That's not old. I wouldn't say it's old, but I mean nobody uses like video recorders
It's a
anymore.
handheld
Yeah,
recorder.
because
Yeah.
like the quality isn't like from our, and we don't even have, we have really good cameras, but we don't have
Yeah.
like our camera guy has a really good camera, and it's
Yeah.
like you can tell the difference using both. But like that video recorder, we know the quality's not going to be the best, but it's something about like it being a little
The
grainy, it being a
feel.
little like, it's cool
It's the
for
feel
like
of it,
what we
yeah.
want to illustrate it, because like you said, it's still art. Like your video, because a lot of people, someone can have a super clear video, but
If
that
you're
isn't.
shooting like if you're going for like a vintage look, or
Yeah, it
something
just
like
depends on
that,
what
yeah.
you're doing. Even like
Yeah.
photos, like our homie JG, like his camera is like more old school like film, and then I don't know. It just depends on what you're trying to portray
Yeah,
with
I know
your
what you
stuff.
mean.
You know, the cameras back in the day, you take a picture and then you just wind it back, and the picture stays inside the film, and you have to
Yeah.
go take the film somewhere to get
The
the
Kodak
pic.
cameras.
Yes, so it's something like that.
Yeah,
I
it's just like
gotcha.
a it's like
That's
a nicer
cool.
version of one. Yeah,
That's
it's pretty
really
dope.
cool.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys used it much?
He does when he comes through. Like he'll take photos of us, and like because he was saying like his last film has been like from that. I do want to get a Polaroid too, just for like content more
Yeah.
or so. Like maybe make a lookbook in the future or something from like
That would
pictures
be
of us
cool.
kicking
Yeah.
and stuff. Just something like that. I don't know. It's just very outside the box thinking. You know, like it's
Yeah.
all art at the end of the day.
It
Because
really
like
is.
even now, like Polaroids now, like sure they're newer, they're better in technology, but they still give you that old school look,
Yeah.
which is dope.
Yeah, something about printing out your photo right then and there is so cool too.
Yeah, and then the fact that just say you have one and a fan comes up to you and they can just take that picture with them, and just
it's
give it to them.
memories. It's cool.
You can sign it, give it to them, and they're gonna have that
Yeah.
forever. Yeah, it's dope.
That is cool.
That's dope. Would you say drawing or painting is harder, or they both have their own difficulties?
Both. They both have their own difficulties. As far as like drawing, I just like sketch. You know, I'll sketch something out. I haven't like actually done like a drawing like that in a few years, to be honest. Like I'll just like sketch something really quick, and then get my ideas down, and then I'll like put it on canvas. You know, but painting is, it's fun. It is cool, you know, just because like you can restart. Like if you mess up, you can start all over. You just throw some more paint on it. You start all over.
That's
Blank
true.
canvas.
Yeah.
Blank canvas, you know? And that's what I love about it. But, you know, depending on your skill level, how you want something to look, like you can have like a really flat picture, or you can add like some depth, dimensions, you know, with your shading, like how you like put the different strokes on the canvas and everything. You know, like all those little things matter. And then when you like really zoom in into a painting, like a canvas, you can sometimes like see the different strokes that the artist like took to create that, which I think is so cool. And that's why like I don't think that like canvases and like real life art would ever go away versus like, you know, digital, because you have it's like more history.
No.
You know what I mean?
What was it that like got you into painting rather than drawing? Like what gravitated you towards that?
I like it because I would say it's kind of messy, and I kind of like making a mess. So
Yeah, I understand.
it's as simple as it sounds. Yeah, I kind of like making a mess. I just like, you know, creating my own colors too. I think that's the other thing too, like color matching and like really like getting into like different types of colors.
Yeah.
Whereas like, you know, markers or like color pencils, you just have like that color. And I mean, you can like mix it, but it's not the same.
It's not the same,
It's
yeah.
not the same. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can make like whole new colors with paints, and I don't know. It's just I just like it. I enjoy it more. It's more therapeutic to me too.
What's your favorite type of like paint? Because I know there's like all kinds, like watercolors, pastels. I probably only know like two. But like, what's your like go-to or preference?
Yeah, so I've always mostly done acrylic. I have done watercolor, which was fun. You know, I really do like watercolor too. I haven't done it in so long though, like some years. But I've mostly just been doing acrylic, but I really do want to move on to oils next. Something about oil paintings, just like being like the texture, you know, on different canvases, like I think is so cool.
Is that harder?
Huh?
Oil painting? Is that harder?
I think so, but I mean, I don't know. I think it's really just how good you get at it, you know, just like practicing and like really getting a feel for that. I think with everything there's a learning curve, you know. If you like switch different mediums, there's always going to be a learning curve. You have to like kind of like teach yourself how to move the paint around and stuff.
When you said that, I guess when you mess up on painting, you just paint over it, add more paint onto it. Does it ever come to a point where it gets, I guess, too thick and you can tell that the artist has gone over it so many times and messed up so many times?
I haven't gotten to that point, but I'm sure you can. I'm sure it does get to that point eventually, but I mean, you really, I feel like as long as it's just even, you might not be able to tell if you like make everything even as possible, because I think that's the biggest giveaway. Like some parts might be thicker than other parts, but if you just evenly coat everything, you might just be okay. It might just be more texture, and it might just add more to the painting, you know.
What's been your favorite piece you've drawn so far?
My favorite piece? I think my favorite piece would probably just be my bears, just because it was my first time really putting myself out there, and just like the sentimental feel, like meaning behind them too, just like means a lot more to me. So kind of my favorite at the moment. That
art show that you had that they went to, was that your first art show you did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Were you nervous?
Yes, I was incredibly nervous. I was so nervous. And then it also didn't help that the people that were throwing it were late. Like they didn't arrive till the event actually started. And they were building things, setting up, and
people were just coming in.
Yes, and like the whole, like, I don't know if you guys remember like that middle divider that was in. They were building that at the time that the event started, and people were coming in, and they're just like, you know, sweating in the center, and like it was.
So that like irritate you because it was like unorganized, you know?
It didn't so much irritate me. It was just more stressful to me, if anything, because like I had planned to put my pieces on that middle divider, and then like it wasn't ready, and so you just have to improvise with that stuff. You can't really just get mad at it because things happen. You know, things happen. You try not to get mad. You don't have time to be mad, really. Like my focus was just like getting these like presented like in a nicer way, and it wasn't presented in the way that I would have liked it to be, but I mean. Did
you take the art there, or you gave them the art and they set it up?
I brought it.
You brought it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's crazy too is, I mean, just thinking about that is this going from like that art show to like, would that make you want to throw like other? Because we've been kind of talking about doing like networking events, kind of things like that. So I think that'd be like. Since you already had experience doing that, but doing it with like more locally creatives, but like bringing other avenues, so like podcasters, photographers, musicians, things like that. Would that be something you'd be like interested in doing?
Of course, yeah. No, I'm actually looking into throwing like my own show. Yeah. Like I don't know if I want it to just be like just an art show, or if I just want like all creatives come. You know what I mean? Like I do want it to be a networking event for sure, though. But I've been looking at spaces. As far as like when I would throw it, I'm leaning more towards like the summertime maybe, just because, you know, everybody's gonna be out, and
you can do it at a time where it's like a pregame, you know, for people that they want to still go do stuff, they can come to that, they can go, you know, like it gives them something to do before.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's definitely in the works. I just haven't really like finalized anything, but I'm thinking about it.
Okay. Do you know a lot of artists in the local area?
I don't know too many, but I know it's not gonna be that hard to find either. You know, everybody knows everybody in Austin, so I'm not really too worried about finding people. And then the person that I'm looking to rent the event from, they actually throw like a lot of like shows there. Like
gotcha.
They'll throw like little like they had like a listening party there. So, you know, they had this like this musical group throw their listening party, and then like they also had like some South by shows too. So they, you know, it's not gonna be hard to get creative people to come, but I just have to like find them.
When you, I guess, look at other people's art, or like, I guess if you're walking downtown or watch a video or whatever, do you take like, I guess like a mental picture of that and like try to implement into your drawings?
Sometimes I do, but I try not to. You know, I usually just try to take it more of like a inspiration level versus like a copying level, because I don't want to copy anybody. You know, like I want to stay like original as possible, but I do get some great ideas like from other artists. You know, as far as like color schemes or like the types of like the different medias that they'll use. Like I do get like inspired from like those type of things, and like, you know, I do take a mental note like someday I do want to do something like this, but yeah, I try not to like copy too much like on somebody.
Is that easy for art to like stay original? Because like I feel like nowadays with a lot of things, like you kind of can't be original. You can have your own spin to stuff, but you can't like be original. Like
exactly. No, it is like you're completely right. You know, you really have to like close your eyes. Like literally, you have to close your eyes to stay creative and like be original to yourself. But yeah, no, I just take it like as inspiration. Like, wow, like that was really dope. You know, like I'll give this person their flowers and all this stuff, and then I just put like my spin on it, like you said.
Like for me, when I watch like a vlog or a video or some sort, I try to think of like, how can I do that? Like, what did they do? Like, oh, they did this there, I can do that in my stuff. Like you don't do that. You just kind of just like you say, close your eyes and draw.
I mean, so let me rephrase that. So I do try to figure out what the process is, like how they got there, you know, or like their techniques. Like say for instance, like if they use like shading, okay, like their like different techniques of shading. There's only so many different techniques, but like you can like make it in so many different other ways too. You know, so like putting things where you wouldn't normally think to put things is, I think, like where I take that inspiration from. You know, like, oh wow, like I've never seen this done before, and then I kind of like just, I guess, like do that, but I also try to take it like another step further and make it my own.
I got you.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotcha.
That's what's up. There was something I was thinking about asking you about, I forgot. Excuse me. 2 questions, kind of. I guess like one, I know you have like your tattoo on your shoulder and stuff. Does like you being an artist, like okay, one, do you want to get more tattoos, I guess, and then 2, like you being an artist, how picky are you with like a tattoo artist? Like how, like I know it's different, but like I feel like you still like see it a certain way than like someone like me that wants to get tattoos. Like, oh, this looks cool. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I mean, it is permanent, so you know, I don't want something that's not, you know, worth being like on my body forever, you know. I definitely want to take the time to find a good artist. But yeah, I mean, we probably don't really look at it at different levels. I mean, of course, like I look at like line work. I look at line work, so that's a thing. Technique is, you know, you always want to make sure that the artist has good technique. Yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, every tattoo artist has their different styles too, you know? So it's really just like, just taking the time to find which one that you really like, I guess, because it is going to be on you forever.
Do you, when you look at other people's art, do you kind of sometimes judge it in a way? Like for like with the tattoos, like if you see like a line out of place, do you like,
I mean, I definitely think that some things could be done better, you know, but again, like with art, like I'm not gonna tell you how to do your art, you know, like you did it how you did it. But yeah, no, I think it's definitely different with tattoos though, because like some people really get really bad tattoos, and I'm like, man,
that's permanent. I would be scared to get a tattoo because I'm like, damn, if you mess up,
it's on you for life. Like,
you get what you pay for. You gotta just go. Like people are like, you spent that much. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's a tattoo. I'm not gonna be cheap. Yeah. Like,
you can't be cheap with.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of research, or did you do a lot of research before you even got your first tattoo, or you just?
No, honestly, a lot of my tattoos have been impulse, and I was just kind of like, I mean, my tattoos aren't like super like detailed or anything like that, you know. So, So it's not that bad, but yeah, no. My next piece, I do want to like go to like a super nice artist. Like I really want to go get tatted by like the best artists like in different states. You know, like if I go visit a different state, I want to find the best one, just so that way they kind of have like a little story. I guess,
that's cool. I'd be like, I got this one here, and then
yeah, exactly.
His artist is pretty good.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if it's his artist, but there's an artist in there.
All the artists in that shop are good. It's Dylan, who's friends with Braxton, and then Martin, who did my chest. They're both good, and then there's a few girls in there the shop's called Faces in the Dark Tattoo. You want to check it out?
And it's here in Austin?
Yeah, it's far though. It's like down south. It's in Buda.
I haven't heard
it's like that. To me, it's like they're like the best in Austin. Like,
yeah,
like they're crazy.
Hey,
they're nice. Yeah, because he showed me one of the guy's Instagram pages. It's so detailed.
Yeah.
Like one of the ones I remember is like he did a military patch, and you know how like on the military patch, like you have your rank or whatever, and it's all stitched.
Oh.
On the tattoo, you could see that like it actually looks
cool.
stitched.
That's
cool.
That's crazy.
I've seen something like that. Yeah. It's so crazy, like how you could get the illusion of like different things, you know, like I love that. People are so talented.
Yeah, that's what like I appreciate about art is like how talented people get or can get and creative they can get.
Yeah, no, seriously.
So much like detailed into one picture.
Yeah, I'm just like, how do you find out you could do this? Like, how did you find out you can like make something this crazy and like?
It's gifted, insane. Really.
Really though.
Yeah,
really.
Gifted. What is like the next? If you want to share, what's the like next big thing for you that you have planned?
My next big thing, I think my next big thing, I really do want to have like an art show. That's
gonna be your next big thing.
I want to start getting like my own pieces up, start producing more for myself. Just like really still getting myself out there, and then I really do want to have like a whole event. I just don't know how I want the event to go exactly, so I can't really get too much into it. But that is like my ultimate goal before the end of this year.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of sounds like I guess our big goal for this year is like the same thing.
Yeah, we want to do some kind of group collaborative event. So. Can do something together.
Like,
that's why I asked you earlier because I've been talking to people about doing this big ass event. Yeah.
Hey, no, we could definitely work something out. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's just we're all creatives and we're all trying to do the same thing.
I'm all for helping each other out and stuff.
Yeah, and that's how we are.
Yeah. Love that.
Oh yeah. Do you think, I guess with like art and stuff, is that influence like how you dress, or like you dress a certain way just because you're like in art, like you see certain colors, like this goes with this? I know art and fashion aren't the same thing, but it is like very similar.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like wardrobe, I kind of just like wear whatever I want to wear for the day. You know, I'm really into colors. You know, I have like a really colorful closet if you look at it. I like bold, bright colors.
Yeah.
Like that's my thing. But I will wear all black and like like certain occasions.
Bless you, sir. I know. Bless you, sir. Sorry, we got
no worries.
A homie behind the scenes just sneezed. You good? Okay, thank you. But you is all black like your, I guess, go to.
I do rock all black fit occasionally, you know. But I if I could wear colors, like I'm gonna wear colors, you know.
Yeah, I feel it. Are you a big sneakerhead? I saw your shoes. I didn't know if you just got those to get them or.
They're actually given to me. Yeah, but I wouldn't say like I'm a big sneakerhead, but I do like sneakers. You know, I just wear whatever. Like whatever my outfit calls for the day, I'm gonna just wear those shoes.
Do you try to like go out your way to get them, or if they happen, it happens?
No, if it happens, it happens. You know. Yeah, I don't ever see myself actually paying like $500 for some sneakers though.
That's how I feel. Like at least not at this point in my life. Like I'm not finna pay that kind of money until I have that kind of money.
Exactly.
Because like one of my favorite shoes that I want to get the Sean Witherspoons, but they're insane, like $1,500.
Wow.
Like I'm not gonna pay that. Unless I have it.
Of course. Yeah. So. No, if I have it, it's something different. But like, if I could get some sneakers at retail, I'm gonna try and get them at retail. Yeah. But if I don't get them retail and they're just out of there for me, I'm not gonna get them. You know.
I can't say much because I.
Yeah, but you still haven't even spent like $500 on those kicks. Like
close.
You might have kicks that are worth. What's the most you spent on some kicks? I'm just asking.
belugas.
How much were those?
At the time, they're more now.
You can't. Yeah, I'm saying.
But I mean, at
What
the
you
time,
spent?
at the time, they're like after tax and everything, it was like $430.
Godly, hell no. Hell no.
But so I got them. I got them my first year out of high school.
Okay.
And I mean, I guess it's still. I guess it's still technically my money, but my grandparents gave me $500 for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And then I just bought it with that.
Yeah,
But I mean, but like I could have. I mean,
you could have got. But I look at it. You could have got like 2 or 3 pairs of shoes.
that or I could have used it to something more
Like
useful.
beneficial.
Yeah.
Understandable.
But I mean, back then I was just in a different mindset.
Yeah.
But and I just knew that I wanted a pair, and I was like, man, like
You have
like
the cash for it, yeah.
yeah, I said growing up, but like I was like, man, I'll never get a pair, just because like when they were out there, just hard to get, and then 2, I didn't want to spend the money for them resale, and then they gave me that, and I was like, I'm getting them.
Yeah.
We need to get a bot. Low key.
Maybe.
If anyone's got a bot, let's get one.
Do you have anything for us?
Like questions?
I had another question.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what was the question?
My last question for you is I see like you've done like some side projects and stuff, like helping out your friends do like that, make music and things like that. I guess like how have those been, and I guess like what makes you like do those on the side along with your art?
I mean, like I said, like I'm all for like helping other creatives. You know, you help me, I help you.
Yeah.
Like I'm always gonna support, you know, my friends, like other local artists too. Even if I'm not friends with you, like if I like it, like I'm gonna I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll help you, but yeah, no, like they just like asked me to help them. I mean, like to be like extras in like videos, and so you know, I'm like, okay, like you know, I'm not gonna say no to like getting my foot in another door, you know. So
okay, that's good to know.
You reminded me of a question too that I was gonna ask earlier. How does collabs work with art? Can you technically collab, or is a collab more of like, I guess I model for you and you draw me, that's a collab, or is it like both y'all on the same paper sketching or painting whatever out?
I haven't actually asked anybody to be my muse, but I feel like it is like something like that, you know, like will you just model for me, and like I'll like, you know, share like what I want to do, you know, like my idea, like what I'm planning to do with it, you know, get some muses and then just kind of like go from there. But yeah.
Would you I guess like collaboratively, if it's like anyone hit you up to like do a specific project for them? I know it's hard for artists because it's like you're getting paid, so it's like I don't want to say no, but at the same time it's like, because my friend Brandon, his sister, made me that anime painting of Goku or Gohan up there, and she said she had stopped because she was getting all these like requests to paint all these different anime figures, and like it was becoming like work for her, and it wasn't like a natural artistic creative process. So I guess if someone that's asked you to do something for you, what do you typically say? And if it has happened, like, have you done something for someone?
Yeah. I mean, that's happened.
Yeah.
You know, it's happened to me before, but I don't want that to be just what I'm doing. You know, like if I have the time and like, you know, I'll do it. Like, you know, I'll take some commission pieces, but that's not like what I want to be about either. You know, I don't want to draw other people's art. I want to do like my own art. I want to do my own ideas. But yeah.
Cool.
Is art a story for you?
A story?
Do your pieces tell us, for when you draw it, does it tell a story, or is it more of just like a...
Not all of them are gonna have a story, you know. I might have just like, most of the time I just like drew them just because like I wanted to draw it, just to see if I could draw it. And then like I mean it's different with that collection that I did draw, that obviously, you know, that has like a little story behind it. But most of the pieces now, like art is art, you know. It doesn't always have to have a meaning, super deep meaning behind things, you know. It's like with tattoos. I don't think people should only just get tattoos just because it's meaningful.
So that's how I was, and then I mean they all have tattoos. Not CJ, but they have tattoos, and he was just like, just because you get a tattoo doesn't mean it has to mean something.
You just liked it, yeah. You just liked it. So.
Yeah, some people like just literally like their body is like a canvas to them, and they just like to get art on them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's really like all it is. Like not everything has to have a super deep meaning behind it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, if I got one, I
like
would.
All my tats, like I'm gonna start a sleeve, and it's all gonna like be a meaning for me.
Yeah.
Like, I understand like people just get stuff because it's cool to them, but that still means something to them too.
Yeah,
so.
true. That is very true. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's different, you know.
Do you have any questions for us? I know you asked us a question off camera, and I was gonna answer it, but I forgot what you asked.
About why we started, or how we started.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that going back to what he said is I wanted to do podcasts before podcasts were big.
Mm-hmm.
So then he went off to school, and then we knew that we didn't want to put out a half-ass project, so to say. So we waited for him to come back, and in that little 4-year span, podcast became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of cool, but it also kind of sucks because it's like since it is a thing now, I guess it kind of makes it easier, but at the same time, since it is a thing now, people are just like, oh, you're doing it because everybody else is doing it type thing. But no, in reality, like, I've always wanted to do it.
But the good thing is, I think we started at a good time. We started at when it was still like pretty big, but now it's like you start a podcast. Now it's like everyone does that. But we had already, you can look at like the resume, and we've been doing it for a couple years, so it doesn't look like we're just jumping into the podcast game. And it's also the presentation, the way we do things. Like, we don't have all the cameras, but normally when we do, it's just like a certain way. Like even you coming in here and seeing like it's set up in front of you for the first time, we just really wanted to, you know, people to like, oh, like I remember doing that pod and it was an experience, you know, getting that experience. Yeah. And just too, where we're taking it this next route, like it's gonna really evolve. Like it's gonna be crazy.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So I know we might. Since you said, we might have you help us with some stuff.
Hey,
sure.
Hey, let me know. Let me know. I'll help you any way I can.
Yeah.
Do you have a website or anything, or
Yes,
do you
I do.
sell on anything? Do you want?
Yeah, it's www.dreameetsworld.com.
Save that in the notes for me. That is a dope picture. Save that in the notes for me.
Thank you.
That picture is dope. I got you.
Yeah, and that was taken by my friend Alejandro 512 Cowboy on Instagram. He takes really dope pictures.
Oh yeah.
He's a shit.
Do you sell on anything, or do you sell on that?
Yeah, I sell on there on my website. I still have some prints and like a couple canvases available.
Do you sell on like Etsy or anything?
No, I don't. No,
Okay.
I haven't like gotten into Etsy just yet, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these are fire. I wanted that one with there's one.
That one's dope.
Like super. I wanted this one where he was like sitting on the wall.
That one's dope too.
She still has the pushback one.
Yeah.
You might have to grab it. These are cool. So like I guess with pricing and stuff, how do you like determine pricing? Because it is art, but it's like you also people, since you're like not as big yet, that's how we talk about stuff. Like we want to sell stuff. We have to like obviously make money, but we can't be like scraping by making something. Yeah. But it's like you gotta like give a fair pricing.
Has
so
to even out. Yeah.
How do you come up with your pricing? I guess.
Well, the way that I'm kind of starting to gauge it now is I kind of set an hourly for myself, and then I time how long it takes me to do it.
Okay.
And then I just kind of like
off that.
Yeah. Because some pieces, they really do take a long time. You know, like this big canvas that I'm working on right now, it's the biggest canvas I've ever done. You know, it's actually kind of intimidating, like how big it is. But I'm like super excited at the same time, you know. But this is easily going to take me like a month or two to do, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, excited for y'all to see that though.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I love art. I mean, I found a new appreciation. Thank you. Yeah. I found a new appreciation for art once we started doing this stuff, because it kind of ties together. Because I mean, this is technically
everything's
art.
Your craft.
Yeah.
It's your craft.
And so like just being able to like photographers, videographers, artists, like drawing stuff, whatnot. I found a new appreciation for that. Yeah. It's just like yours is more than just putting a pencil on a paper, putting a brush on a canvas. Ours is more than just sitting down talking, pointing the camera and shooting, you know?
Yeah.
So it's nice to see know what goes on behind the scenes and whatnot to like make the final piece that you made.
Yeah. I love seeing the process of things too.
Yeah, process is dope.
Like seeing the process really makes you like appreciate it that much more too. You know what I mean? Even like with songs, like if you've ever like seen like a song getting made, It's the same thing too. Like it's just
Yeah.
like such a crazy cool process, but
Yeah.
it's so interesting to see, you know,
Yep.
like how you got from A to B and
Yeah.
then to C. It's crazy.
And that's crazy too, just like meeting the people we're meeting, all the avenues, seeing it all come together, getting
Yeah.
behind the scenes like videos and footage of like our friends that make music, or like you talking about art, or like the podcasting. Even seeing like our homie CJ start his podcast, and from like the outside in, it's cool to finally see like how that looks.
Yeah,
when you're
everything
not, when
coming
you're,
into
when
fruition.
you're not doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool.
Heck yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I agree. completely.
Nothing else for us.
I guess just like, what's y'all's ultimate goal with your podcast? Like, where do you like? Because you did say that you started off with sports. So like, what made y'all want to like switch to doing like other topics?
You or me.
I'll go there.
So we kind of know that this is more, for one, it's easy to watch. For two, it's more entertaining. For three, it's more personable. And you get to learn about other people. And then same thing with how you are. Like, we want to help as many people as we can.
Yeah.
We don't care how little, we don't care how big your audience is. If we
Yeah.
can help in some way, then that's what we'll do. And that goes on to no matter how big or how small we'll be. But that's kind of why we reflected off of sports, just because this is more entertaining for people to watch than just sports.
Okay, I feel that.
Yeah, it's kind of just piggybacking off of what Carlos said. Just, it's more entertaining. We know too. There's so many sports shows and channels. Granted, our opinion might be different or better than some people. It's just we're kind of limiting ourselves. We do still want to do sports stuff, but it eventually might have to, be in forms of just smaller videos, which we've done in the past, where we cover certain segments, or doing the podcast eventually if we build what we want to do. Well, when we build what we want to do, having like a team of like interns or someone else, like they do that podcast, and then me and Carl still do like these more personal ones along with the other content we do, and just kind of building up that network and stuff. Like you said, it's just more personable, and we're bringing it's like becoming like a community. Like, we want to be known. It's like, you're from Austin or wherever. You're doing something, especially from Austin. Like, you're doing something creatively. Like, you haven't gotten an opinionated podcast. Like, we want it to be like that, essentially.
I like that. Yeah,
so
I see
that's
it.
kind of the direction we want to take it. And then once we change stuff, really just become that network people want to tune into and watch all our stuff. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of like our plan for it.
That is really cool.
Yeah, because we do have other stuff in the books that we can't talk about yet, but I think that's going to be also another thing that's going to be fun for people to watch and tune into as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow,
And then we
excited.
plan on having guests that we've had on in those videos as well. Or if you want to be a guest in that video, same thing. Just have people on in those videos as
That's
well.
another thing too. We haven't really done yet any recap pods with any of the guests we had, just because we want to give them time to grow and us time to grow. So when we do come back together and collab, there's more to talk about. So we haven't done any of those yet, but soon we probably have some recaps coming up here soon from some people.
That's dope. Yeah. When was y'all's very, very first podcast? Do you remember?
Dude,
we just talked about this
because we're trying to get stuff made for that. But I think it was January 9th, 2020.
Yeah, January 9th, 2020.
It was
we
like
shot our first episode.
Like peak COVID, kind of almost.
Yeah, it was like
COVID,
right
a little
before.
bit after, yeah.
It was literally right before it, because it happened. And we wouldn't have gotten him enough time, but I had an idea to do a podcast with hazmat suits on. I think that video would have popped, but
it probably would have been crazy.
That would have been funny.
You got to be ready to take advantage of your opportunity, especially just even with him. Sure. Like, you were like, "Oh, I'm down to shoot." I was like, "Yeah." And we didn't even have everything we wanted right now normally, but it's like we got to just shoot him, because you never know. You could just get busy, or we could get busy, and it's like, damn, we missed that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if a guest says they're down to shoot, I tell Carlos, like, we got to get it done. Even if it doesn't come out as fast as we like, we have it recorded.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That too. Okay.
All your stuff, all her stuff will be down in the description below. Website will be down in the description below. Want to check it out? Want to buy one of her pieces? All of those one of ones?
Yes.
Besides the prints.
I mean,
Yes.
besides the print. Yeah, I have 2 original canvases left. Those are one of ones, and then I still have a few prints available.
Okay. All the information was down below.
Oh yeah, she does. She has that one. Let's about to get one of these.
No, those 2. Yeah, that one, top one's dope. Yeah.
And I have a special promo going on. If you buy 4 prints, then you get some money off at checkout. So take advantage.
There you go. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with saving some money. You know what I'm saying? But that'll do it for your boys over here at Opinionated Podcast. And we'll catch y'all guys next time. Peace.